I'm just here back to a new Loud House video review, and if y'all didn't see the last one, go and check it out. And we're back with a new reviewing of my favorite Loud House episodes. And yeah, this is an episode that I do have enjoyment of. In this episode, I've always had some sort of an enjoyment in this episode, and you can understand Lincoln just needing some attention, right? Of how hard it is for him to have some attention of needing help like he does in this episode with all his sisters needing attention too. And yeah, it starts with yet another crazy day in the Loud House, and Lincoln gets his dinner, which he tells his mom if she can help him with his science project, and she's like 5 minutes while she helps Lenny, and then his dad is like 5 minutes, Lincoln, and then yet again 5 minutes while helping Lori, and then 5 minutes when helping Luna, and then Lana's like, I clogged the toilet so you can teach me how to fix it. Like, why even clog the toilet if you knew how to fix it? And the whole, slow or consequences, that episode, which was on part of my reviewing of my least favorite episodes. But yeah, Lincoln is of course saying of how it's very hard to get the attention when you have a big family like his. And yeah, he says he's walking to school with Clyde, and yeah, he actually gets pretty dark, I would say. Yeah, Clyde actually gets pretty dark when he says that it's Lori and him climbing down climbing down the volcano after Bobby is being consumed by lava. Yeah, he literally says that. He literally says that. Like, dang. And yeah, him actually inviting Lincoln to his house because his dads have plenty of time to help him. Which yeah, when they get home from school, they say the McBrides, and right immediately, Clyde's dads are helping him with the button on his shirt and helping with his shoe, and then even helping him with his sideburns as well, and cooking a very fancy meal as well. And Lincoln is like, "What, me? You want to know how my day is? Or my day was?" When he is asked of how was your day, it's like he's never been told of how was his day, and we hear the hallelujah, kind of song in the theme in the background, and then yeah, he's like, oh, sorry, yeah, apparently he had a ringtone of it, and then when he's told to have seconds, yet again it plays again, and he's like, oh, I thought I turned this off. But then they're like, sorry, we didn't finish your volcano tonight. Why don't you come back tomorrow? And yeah, Lincoln is just saying of how well of this divided attention is pretty sweet. And yeah, he gets home, and of course, it's pretty chaotic as usual. And Lan actually saying of how Lincoln looks different, and she says your skin is glowing, you look taller, and you smell like an organic meat. And then Lincoln was saying of how he spent the day with Clyde's dad, and then saying that one of Clyde's dads could help her with her football or her sports. And yeah, when they're heading home, and it's still daytime, and they talk about how the dinner was. And then Luna is noticing that something's different with them. And again, then Lincoln is like, okay, that's it. If any more of you find out, then, the whole undivided attention is going to be, not well. And yeah, we just see both of them just hanging out. And he's like, well, this is okay. I can handle with a couple of sisters. And then right after that, we see Luann and Lori that is in the house. And of course, Clyde passes out when he's like, Lori, my future wife. And then Lana comes, and Lisa is there, and Lola, Lucy, and Lenny come, and Lily comes in without a diaper. Like, why without a diaper? And then Lincoln is like, you blabbed our secret to everyone? And she's like, no, I would never do that, but I may have singed it in the shower. And yeah, they overheard Luna singing about the attention. And yeah, we see this pretend funeral that's happening, and Lenny is of course saying that she can't find her bedroom, and yeah, yet again, we're seeing the same thing happen. They're like 5 minutes Lincoln, and then 5 minutes Lincoln. Again, same thing is happening, but with different parents. And yeah, Lincoln is like, I finally got some divided attention, and my sisters come and hog it. And Clyde is like that he's studying all of Laurie's teen magazines, and if he changes things about him, they'll be soulmates. And then Lincoln is like, if you wanted to press Laurie, you could just talk to her. And then he passes out again. And yeah, Lincoln tries shouting, and yeah, of course, Lenny is like, nope, that's Lisa's room. But actually overhearing of how some of with his sisters and saying, well, my sisters aren't trying to hog Clyde's dad. They just wanted some attention too. And he's like, you know what? I'll give it to them, but not this mate. That's coming with me. And then yeah, his parents, his mom and dad, give him some more materials for his project. And of course, they're like, we're sorry it took so long, but we just needed some time. And yeah, the sisters come back home and saying that they broke Clyde's dad's. And yeah, Rita's reaction of "you did what?" and just the way that she does her hands as well. I really do wish we could have seen what her face, like what her actual face looked like when she was doing that. But again, this was before they revealed the parents' faces. But I do wish we could have seen what her face would have looked like when doing that, saying that. And Lincoln is saying of how not everybody can handle, the amount of kids like mom and dad can. And yeah, we just see what happened to Clyde's parents. Like, yeah, they're just all just twitching and stuff from all the sisters. And then they're like, whoa, 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 hold it. And saying that they're helping Lincoln now. And then Lincoln's project is finished and he does a countdown. And yeah, we see this this sauce basically just splatter everywhere. Yeah, this sauce that for as lava that their dad made for Lincoln's project. But yeah, like I said, an episode that I do enjoy. Just Lincoln just trying to get some attention. I can't imagine how hard it is to try to get attention with a family like his. Like how hard that has to be. I just can't imagine that. Wouldn't y'all say so? But yeah, I like to know what y'all think. I'm gonna go smoke.